Torte de Lini just woke up. Looks like 7.41A has been dropped with a few nerfs that are pretty important. More importantly, the one item that's been nerfed, Consecrated Wraps. Let's break that down. The only one real item to talk about here, Consecrated Wraps. If you've used this item yet on like a Leshrac or on a Necrophos, or even on some supports, pause 3 heroes like maybe Undying, maybe Primal Beast, you would know that Consecrated Wraps was pretty strong. Magic resistance was pretty comparable to that of Glimmer Cape. On top of getting even better movement speed that was uncatchable, you pretty much could outrun almost anyone with enough stacks and from the movement gain. So definitely had to go. It's still a very good item. I still heavily recommend it. It's just now not as pervasive as it once was. So the change for Legion Commander, which was pretty much a top posture hero, is noticeable. No longer grants a passive armor bonus before casting abilities. If you don't know what Outfight does, Outfight effectively gave your team and your heroes effectively armor whenever they cast abilities, 50% bonus for allies. However, Legion Commander naturally gained armor as she leveled up. Now it's purely based on when you cast a spell. So it will scale, if I recall. However, you no longer get also a base bonus of armor, which pretty much solved all of the Legion Commander's armor problems leading up to the mid late game. So Leshrac was probably one of the top mid heroes to play. They just made him a lot more susceptible to dying, right? His strength gain is a little bit lower, not that much, especially with the items he's picking up. It could be from Greaves, Bloodstone, to Sanj and Kaya or Yashikaya. He's still very, very tanky, relatively. Shiva's Guard also very good on him. So this is just to adjust for that factor of itemization that he now gets. On top of that, you might be doing explosions at a 0.5% more than when he had his Facet Misanthropy, but you are taking down towers, as I mentioned before. So with Diabolic Edict now doing a little bit less damage at level 1, and then significantly less damage at level 4. You're definitely going to notice him being a little bit weaker in the late game. Lifestealer was the hero to play in 7.41. 7.41A, he's now just a lot harder to last hit. They pretty much just jumped everything down by 3 in terms of his starting damage. More importantly, his attack speed's also been lower, so he might need a little bit more in the late game. I doubt it, to be honest. I don't think anybody will really notice. The movement speed bonus will be noticeable just by a 3% drop, I should say. And then the max HP per hero kill decrease from 25 to 10 is obviously because in the mid game with Radiance, given how early you would get Radiance due to his previous starting item damage and capabilities, you would get kills at an incredible pace, and so you would scale your max HP very fast and very high. Finally, Primal Beast scales, not in the way you think. He now scales on his size when crossing certain HP thresholds. If you want to see a comparison, I'll show you that quickly. Here's Primal Beast without 6 Heart Tarasques, and here's Primal Beast with it. As you can tell, it's bigger. It's just, I'm not gonna buy that many strength items. Cool. Let's talk about Slark real quick here. Again, it was one of the top possible heroes to play. They just made his late game a little bit more doable for players. So one thing you're gonna see here is that his level 20 talent has been moved away over to now his 25 talent, and his 25 talent is now his 20 talent. So if you want to know your choices for talent at 20, it's 25-second essence shift duration, which is still pretty good, or plus 100 Shadow Dance attack speed, which I don't think too many people were picking up on. And then now you obviously want the +1 agility gain stolen per essence shift stack instead of the plus 1.5 second Shadow Dance duration at 25. If you don't remember what was in 7.41, don't worry, I was in the same place as you. He just received a lot of changes that made him a pretty good pause 4. Basically his avalanche being a little bit higher in cost, but his toss being lower mana cost. His true grab is just inherently better, right? Lower cooldown, better cast range, better mana cost, better attack scales. Well, it's going to be the same thing across for 7.41, where his his toss and his avalanche are the same, but his true grab now does a little bit more, and he has a bit more damage from grow. So now we probably may see him as a core just because he's gotten a little bit better. Not quite sure, but it seems like he's got a big buff across the board. All right, those are the changes. I don't think anybody's really going to notice most of these changes, quite frankly. At least most of us average players. Excuse me. I think the short version is really that supports are doing great. Everybody else is not as much. That said, I don't think we'll see much change in the meta yet until after the tournament, and perhaps more changes to come. Okay, Tiny,